Hello friends, today I am raising a very important question before you. Why world's best companies borrow? This is the first question I am raising before you. Second question, which is normally a thought that the company who borrows is not a good company. Normally there is a thought going on that a company which borrows is not a good company. He lacks money, he is in need of money, he will default, and whatever thought you can have. So friends, borrowing is considered to be a weakness of company, but it is not so. Today I will demonstrate a live example of a company which is world's most valuable company, and the world's most valuable company is borrowing, then definitely there is something which we are missing in this whole borrowing, bonds, debentures, loan. We are missing something. Practically, we must understand why company borrows. Definitely, straightforward answer is company borrows to meet their expenditure requirement. But what if I say a company is having a huge cash and then also it is borrowing? Then you must be thinking that company is crazy enough. Company who is having cash, why that company will borrow? The answer to this question is because the borrowing is cheap. Yes, friend, borrowing is cheap. A company can borrow at a rate of 3%, let's say, and can invest the same money to earn, let's say, 10%. This is theoretically known as trading on equity. Trading on equity. Why borrowing is preferred? Because in borrowing, only fixed rate of interest is to be given, let's say 3%. I am borrowing at 3% and I am investing the same money to earn 10%. Definitely, I am increasing my shareholders' wealth. I am definitely doing very good. I will be termed as a very, very excellent finance manager. This is a role of financial manager to decide whether to borrow or not. So, world's best company like Ford, Apple, SoftBank, General Electric, AT&T, they are borrowing huge amount. IBM, Tesla. So the question here is why Apple is borrowing $7 billion while sitting on a 200 billion cash pile. Apple is world's biggest company, world's most valuable company. Why Apple is borrowing $7 billion when Apple is having 200 billion cash pile? The answer to this question is because it is cheap. Just last year Apple sold $7 billion in 30-year bonds. We have studied bond chapter in our final SFM. We are studying it conceptually, practically, as well as we are targeting 100% marks in exam, on which it will have to pay just under 3% in interest. Means only at 3% borrowing rate they are able to borrow. And another reason is that Apple is having their cash reserves in many countries. So they don't want to bring the money back to their home country. They want to keep cash in different countries. So another very good reason for Apple to continue borrowing is that issuing debt remains cheaper than bringing back money, all the money that the company keeps in its international reserves. So you can see the borrowing of Apple is around $90 billion, but Apple annual revenue is around $268 billion. Great company. This company once was on the verge of bankruptcy. Definitely, if time will permit, I will definitely do a case study on Apple's success story. And the rating is also good. Moody's, S&P, Fitch, they have all rated very good rating to this company's bond. Apple has 354 billion in total assets, therefore making a debt ratio of 0.32, which is very less, which is considered to be very less. Why debt is important? Debt is an important factor in the capital structure of a company and can help it attain growth. Debt usually has a relatively low financing cost than equity, which makes it an attractive option for executives. So Apple is selling bonds, Apple is raising money from bond, and they will give this money back to their equity shareholder for buyback purpose and for dividend purpose. With a very good rating, Apple is able to raise so much amount with a very cheap interest rate. Fine, sir. Borrowing costs are so cheap right now that not even Apple could resist, becoming the latest to join a boom in issuance from the world's biggest technology companies. This is the detail of one of the bond which is issued by Apple. You can see the coupon rate is 0.7%. 0.7%. Yes, friend, it is 0.7%. And the price of the bond is 99.775. And I again want to say the coupon rate is 0.7%. All these terms we have studied in our class practically, where each and every term had been explained in a very detailed manner. The company's earning yield, a measure of how much the company earns relative to its share price, is around 5.6%. Company's earning yield, companies earning around 5.6% for their shareholders, while it can borrow for 30 years for less than 3%. Different bond will have different coupon rate. One such coupon rate is 0.7%. Fine, sir. Apple borrows on a cheap to fund buybacks, dividends. One such Apple bond coupon rate is 1.65%. Not even Apple, company like Google is also borrowing. So borrowing is not a sign of weakness. It is a smart work from finance manager. Yes, friends, you want to make career in finance, you are in the right place. In our class, we always target in this dream job that how my students can become a finance manager and how they can score 100% marks in the subject. Apple 2 trillion market cap, world's most valuable company, is even greater than GDP of companies like Canada, Brazil, Russia and Italy. Apple, a company, is even bigger than countries like Canada, Brazil, Russia. If Apple would have been a country, then it would have been the 8th largest nation in GDP terms. Commendable. So definitely Apple had so much cash that it is bigger than many countries' GDP. And yes, Steve Jobs, how can we forget this gentleman? He is a true inspiration. Yes, friend. Think different. Apple's $500 billion market cap is 3 times Pakistan GDP. So what I wanted to say you is that the borrowing is not a sign of weakness. We are studying chapter bond. Bond issue is a very clever and smart strategy employed by finance manager so that they can increase shareholders' wealth. Always remember, the objective of financial manager is to increase wealth of our shareholder. And definitely Apple is doing it very great. They are doing a commendable job and you can see their share chart. It's a reflection of their growth. So you can see the share price. This is the share chart of Apple Incorporation. Around 3 lakh% return. 3 lakh% return. Yes, friend, 3 lakh% return. And This is how a company is built. With a strong financial management policies, with the right policies of financial management, a company can reach to this level. So friends, I wish that whenever you are employed in a company as a finance manager, you will also grow this company to this level and you will become a true champion, not only for your company but also for your shareholder, also for the society and also for the country. So let's work in that direction in which we can apply our class concept to make a company bigger, bigger and bigger. Thank you so much.
Apple may be the king of the tech world now, but it was a very different tale nearly 2 decades ago. In the mid-1990s, the company was on the verge of going bust. Time was running out. But all that changed with the return of Steve Jobs. The Apple co-founder came back in 1997 and immediately put the company back on track by partnering with Microsoft. The one-time enemy was now an ally. But it wasn't until 1998 that Apple started showing signs of life. They unveiled their newly designed and much sexier iMac. It was a commercial success. A year later, the iBook laptop was released. Profits nearly doubled. Jobs continued experimenting with new products, some a success and some a dud. But in 2001, the company helped revolutionize the music business. They launched the iPod and iTunes Store. With the growing popularity of its devices away from computers, Apple invested in its software, iPod, and music business. By 2007, the company controlled 70% of all legally downloaded music. In that same year, Steve Jobs changed the company name from Apple Computers to Apple. And then, the iPhone is unveiled. It becomes one of the company's most successful products and ushers in a long line of future versions. Over the next few years, Apple continues rolling out hugely popular products and services, from the App Store to the iPad. Today, Apple has a market cap in excess of $700 billion.